And you've heard me talk about Damien DiPaola in a different context before because you've heard me talk about Damiano's in the North End in the spaghetti carbonara at Damiano's, which Damien, who is here and is the chef, and you can see him in the restaurant every single night, is a fabulous on Hanover Street. He actually brought me my favorite dish, spaghetti carbonara, Mood Swing Films.
Mood Swing.
Say it again, Damien DiPaola.
Mood Swing Films, like when you
There's
have a mood swing.
There's a lot of action in here because Damien couldn't find his headphones. And okay, say it again, Mood Swing, like you have all the
like
time
I have
as
all
an
the time,
Italian
Mood
male
Swing film, yes.
from the North End.
Up and down roller coaster.
And of course, Robert Scally, Bobby Scally is from Charlestown, and Damien is born and bred in the North End. In fact, his restaurant, which is filled with pictures of his family, it's really phenomenal, is in the Hanover Street location that he grew up as a little boy.
Yes.
I love that. And it took you a long time to actually get this restaurant in the North End off the ground. It's because you had such a successful career and continue to have a successful career as an actor, but now you can work here. And how does that feel to be able to bring your life back home because there is work happening here in the film industry, and you're able to hook up with guys like Bobby Scally and Ted Sherman and our friend Angela Perry, and it's all very cumulative.
We're all, as filmmakers, you know, Damien, Teddy, myself, we're all as filmmakers, we have a responsibility to our communities. Michelle, and I'll tell you what kind of films that we do. We do what's called safe films, and we kind of coined this term. And, you know,
Tell
socially.
us what safe films
okay,
are.
safe films are socially aware film entertainment. Okay, and what that really does, it just it gives messages. I mean, we're not giving messages like, you know, hey, you know, don't do this. We're actually showing the entire stories and letting people think for themselves. Kind of like the old days when you went to school and you did short stories. And you'd read the short stories. So kids could actually read a short story and not get bored instead of reading a complete novel. Well, we do a lot of this with films, and we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we do this.
Bobby Scally of Boston Film Productions is in the studio, along with Damien DiPaola of Mood Swing. Did I get this right now,
Mood
Damien?
Swing Films. You got
Look at his face.
He's about to
Michelle,
have a
Does he
mood
not
swing.
scare you?
He is. He's great. Damien's kind of we laugh about this because Damien's actually a very accomplished actor here in Boston.
He's a very
Yes.
accomplished actor. If you've watched The Brotherhood,
Yep.
you have seen him.
And I'll tell you, the nice thing is we all work together. You know, we're doing films right now. We're working on some features. We're working on a lot of things together. And it's nice that we have a nice working relationship amongst all the filmmakers here in Boston. And Boston's a great place to make films. I mean, maybe this is why L.A. and New York, they're finding out that Boston really exists, and they're shooting so many films here now. Go ahead, Damien.
The important thing, I think, is when making these films that serve as public service announcements, you have to make them entertaining to lure that young audience in.
Absolutely.
Because they're learning all the things from MTV and from all this garbage that they are watching on TV. So we have to figure out, okay, you have to hook them in like an MTV.
And that's what we're trying to do with Boston Film Production, Mood Swing. We're trying to really make people think. So we're actually writing the scripts, we're producing the shows, we're directing them. We have local Boston SAG actors involved. I mean, we're really involving the community in all the films that we're doing. And again, we do get our influence from the After School Special, which I remember back in '72. And
you know what worked? And, Bobby, I think you'll agree with me. It worked because it wasn't like somebody saying, hey, don't do drugs. Hey, don't stick your finger down your throat. It was a message, show, don't tell, which is the Bible that every good writer lives by, show, don't tell. And that's the problem, I think, with a lot of the newer PSAs or a lot of the messages aimed at kids. Well, it's all like telling you what to think as opposed to showing you what can happen, and that's why I think the concept that Mood Swing Films and Boston Film Productions has come up with is going to work.
The most important thing that Teddy and I and Damien we're all working on is to get these films seen, and the way we're going to get these films seen is, again, we're going to do a very unconventional approach. We go to schools. We'll send the movie out to schools. If they choose to show them, they can. You know, maybe they want to take all the young kids. And I remember being a young kid in the city of Boston, going to Bunker Hill School or going to the Clarence I. Edwards, and they would get everybody into an auditorium and maybe having someone come in and talk. But maybe we can do this again. You know, maybe we can take some grassroots campaigns to show these kids.
Before you have an 11-year-old play that game and then bully someone to death, literally, then perhaps they should see one of these PSAs that's put together by Mood Swing Films and by Boston Film Productions.
Teddy, you want to talk about that?
Well, yeah, it's very important that we show these types of things to kids growing up because they don't have they don't have real role models or anyone else to show them the after effects. You know, they kill someone in a video game, or if they die in the video game, they just start over from the beginning. But in life, you know, there's funerals, there's people crying, and we try to do is not really force. Like you said, don't force the message down their throat, but hint around to it through good cinematography and through having, you know, great actors, the Boston actors, show these kids exactly what the effects are on, like I said, the community and on the families, these kids that they're bullying, and it doesn't get anyone into a better position.
Well, where the heck are the parents? I mean, a PSA announcement, the parents should be giving PSA announcements every day in a, you know, in a structured way. I mean, you know, what happened to the family meal when the kids are in school during the day? What happened to coming home and sitting down with the family at 6 o'clock and having people to talk to that love you and care about you, about life and about situations? We had that growing up.